imagine the Indians can imagine a person when he came to America, when the India never heard the name of America. Indians were accustomed to the Europe because many of the European countries, they went over there, particularly India was under the subjugation of the Britishers. They knew Britishers, but the America, it was difficult to understand. And that time, this one young man of 29 years old, he is coming all the way, all alone, not knowing where he will go. And he came here not knowing that he need invitation to speak. You know, Indians are emotional, 90% emotional, 10% practical. And we come with emotion, with great love that we will go, and he came, all his friends, all his devotees, they purchased a thin cloth coat, and you see the Swami Vivekananda's dress, and here in America it is so cold, and here he got friends. Almost every houses were open to him. Can you imagine? A totally unknown person, speaking an unknown philosophy, coming from an unknown land, getting access in the American houses, are that too, the very rich, powerful people all over. He used to stay with them, convincing them, transforming them, the philosophers, the billionaires, and the high and powerful people were getting converted, coming in contact with Swami Vivekananda without even changing their religion, their culture, their language. They were molded in a beautiful human being. That is the contribution of Swami Vivekananda. And this Swamiji, that's okay. The Swamiji is telling that my philosophy can be said in 2 sentences. To make people aware about their divine nature and to help them to manifest it. Only 2 sentences. Not to convert them into Hinduism, not to ask them to read Veda, not to go and bathe in the Ganga, nothing. Only he is telling, I am here, I am everywhere, door to door, I am going and telling people, you are not ordinary, you are divine, you have divine qualities. And my philosophy, to make people aware about their divinity and to help them to manifest it. How he could do it? With the power of spirituality. What is that spirituality? He got modern education from the University of Kolkata, and at the same time he sat at the feet of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and received the eternal knowledge of India. The main teaching of the Veda, the base of the Sanatana Dharma, now known as Hindu Dharma, is the self-realization. And they always say that you have to know God yourself. And that's why Swami Vivekananda, he felt so much sorry when he heard the people are saying, you are a sinner, you are a sinner, you are a sinner. He said, what is this? It is a sin to call a man so. Standing over here, he was telling this American people, mostly Christian people, they were telling it is a sin to call a man so. How can a human being can become sinner? And that is the contribution of Vivekananda. He said, freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom is the song of the soul. He said, my gods are those whom by mistake you call as man. And then when he went to India, he said, my special object of worship is the downtrodden, the illiterate, and oppressed people of all races and religion. He never said that there should be caste, creed, color, culture, any differences. No, human being is one because God has created them in different geographical atmosphere. They may look different, they may speak different, they may eat different, they may wear different, but they are one because they are divine. So that is the teaching of Vivekananda, and that we must have to understand. Vivekananda is telling each soul is potentially divine and without discrimination. Vivekananda is telling that religion has to manifest the spirituality. Here, friends, I like to take 1 or 2 minutes. There is a religion and there is a spirituality. We should not mix it up. Religion is the process, as Swami Vivekananda said. Religion is a process that makes a brute unto man, man unto God. And the moment the man becomes God, full of love, full of sympathy, he is spiritual. So this is the two different thing that Swamiji is telling. Religion has to manifest the spirituality. And then he is telling unification of the science and religion. Traditional religion is very, very afraid of science. And they always say the science will come and criticize us because science wants to know the truth. Vivekananda said, why? We are also knowing the truth. The science is traveling from the outside, trying to approach to the same truth from the outside. And religion is trying to approach to the same truth through insight. So when we reach to the truth, all are same. So that is why the science and religion, and then he said, we are traveling from lesser truth to higher truth, not from untruth to truth, from lesser truth to higher truth. So this is the uniqueness. And when the poet Kipling, he said, the east is east and west is west. Both can never meet. Swamiji proved that it is false. He stood as a bridge and he said, through education we can come close together, because through education we know each other. And this education is coming nowadays through so many things, from the television, from the media, from the books, from traveling, and so many ways we are knowing each other. And we know this is nothing, everything is common. Only some people will be telling something in a different language, that's all. When Swami Vivekananda came here, he was walking in the New York street. One gentleman, he threw a stone at Swami Vivekananda. Then Swamiji asked him, why you are trying to hit me? Why you are not like me? Ignorance. And in India, I was there in a jungle, in the last part of India. After that, the China border, it is a jungle, it is a tribal. We are running a school, educational school institution there. I wanted to write welcome and to write that in the local tribal language. When I asked the tribal gentleman, can you please tell me in your dialect what is welcome? He crashed his head and said, Swamiji, in our language there is no welcome, because previously whoever approached us, whomever we saw, we killed. So no question of welcoming. So that is ignorance. And when that ignorance goes, we all one and nothing. That's Swami Vivekananda is telling that this is and spirituality is the basis of morality. We are taught not to tell lies. We are taught not to hurt. We are taught so many things of morality. But why? Swamiji is telling, because of the spirituality. We are all divine. And if I am hurting others, someone, it will come back to me. So spirituality is the basis of morality. This is the contribution of Vivekananda. And divinity in human being, that is a wonderful thing he said. He said that each and every soul is divine, so we must have to respect them. And he is the first who brought this unity in diversity. If we look at these topics that our respected people, they discussed over here, empowerment of women, unity in diversity, and upliftment of the masses. These are the contribution of Swami Vivekananda. Friends, I don't have much time. We are already led by 5 minutes. The Vivekananda's contribution in this country is unique, in America. According to the Republic, that report was published, a religious wave, because of a Hindu monk, Swami Vivekananda, has now sweeping over New York and Brooklyn. That was reported by the Republic. According to the researcher Mary Louise Burke, Swami Vivekananda had agitated spiritual forces latent in America, had lit the fire of spirituality in innumerable hearts. And Mr. A.L. Basam, the famous Indologist, he wrote, Swami Vivekananda was the first Indian religious teacher to make an impression outside India in the last 1,000 years or so. In India, Chakravarti Raja Gopalachari, he clearly said, but for Swami Vivekananda, we could not have gained freedom and would have lost our religion. We owe everything to Vivekananda. This is the contribution of Vivekananda. We must remember him again and again. 11 September, America is mourning. 11 September, 120 years before, in this little away from here, the Art Institute, Swami Vivekananda gave the call, help and not fight, assimilation and not destruction. You have to accept each and every one. So that call, if we could hear, and accordingly if we work, then there will be all peace everywhere. And peace is the basis of progress. And as a human being, we want progress, we want peace, we want happiness, we like to live each other. And for that, Vivekananda is the answer. Friends, the coming November, the 9th and 10th, here at Hilton Hotel, downtown Chicago, nearly 50 monastics will be coming from all over the world. Devotees and the followers, they will be coming from all over the world. I invite all of you to come and join. 2 days we will be discussing about this, how to live happily, how to leave this world for our coming generation as a prosperous, free, happy country. Thank you very much for listening.
রাধা নাম কুলবধূ কুল মা রাখো মন প্রাণ সপিব রাঙা পায়। হায় বাজায় বাঁশি বন্ধু শ্যামরা। ভুবন মোহন সুরে ঘাটাল নদী ও জান ধারে জলে অনল আমার অন্তরায়। মনে লয় সন্ন্যাসী হইয়া দেখি তারে তল্লাশিয়া করবনে সে বাঁশুরি বাজা। নইলে কলসি বেঁধে গলে ঝাঁপ দিব যমুনার জলে প্রাণটা জীব বলে দুর্বিংসা। হায় বাজায় বাঁশি বন্ধু শ্যামরা। নির্জন যমুনার কূলে বসিয়া কদম্ব তলে বাজায় বাঁশি বন্ধু শ্যামরা। আয় বাজায় বাঁশি বন্ধু শ্যামরা। আয় বাজায় বাঁশি বন্ধু শ্যামরা। Dr. Malakan.
Reverend Swamijis, distinguished speakers, our devotees, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this wonderful occasion, celebrating Swami Vivekananda's 150th birth anniversary at the University of Chicago. A big thank you to Dr. Elizabeth Davenport, Dean of the Rockefeller Chapel, for her welcome address and also her effort towards hosting this program at the chapel. Her very thoughtful guidance was invaluable for the success of today's program. We couldn't have done it without her support. Our deep appreciation to Swami Varadananda for the keynote address, where he nicely set the stage for this occasion. Thank you, Swamiji. I must mention our appreciation for Professor Rachna Majumdar for her speech on empowerment of women. Swami Vivekananda believed that any country's success can be measured by the advancement of the women and the respect they received. Thank you, Professor Majumdar. Further, we are grateful to Swami Santarupananda, head of the Vedanta Society of Portland, for his very relevant talk on unity in diversity. Thank you, Swamiji. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Professor Gary Tubb for giving an excellent coverage on the upliftment of masses. Thank you, Dr. Tubb. I wish to express my gratitude to Dr. Martha Roth, Dean of the Humanities, and for announcing the first recipient of the Swami Vivekananda Chair position at the University of Chicago. This position is sponsored by the Government of India. Thank you, Martha. And we would like to acknowledge our gratitude to Reverend Swami Ishatmananda, head of the Vedanta Society of Chicago, for inspiring us to organize today's program, and also for his wonderful talk on Swamiji's contribution to humanity. Thank you and pranam to you, Swamiji. My sincere thanks to Dr. Dan Arnold, Associate Professor in the Divinity School, who helped me with the contacts and the chapel location, speakers, all the logistics of the program. So thank you, Professor Arnold. Thank you to Jigna Shah, Assistant Director of the Rockefeller Chapel and the Director of the Spiritual Life, for making this program happen here today. Her focus on every detail, developing the program brochure, the website upload, distribution to all groups, really appreciated. Her efforts of coordinating all aspects of the program and also sponsoring the refreshments for today's program is enormous. Thank you so much. My thanks to Mr. Irving Brickner, COSS Associate Director, for having helped with the brochure design, printing, and distribution. Also videotaping today's program and sponsoring the refreshments. So thank you, Arvind. My thanks to all students here from the Chinmaya Mission for their beautiful chanting. Unity of Dunes Church Choir and of Indiana for their melodious songs, and BAGC for beautiful songs. Thank you. My heartfelt thanks to Sur Musafi to put together this program in such a really short time. Notice, wonderful music. Thank you. Last but not the least, many sincere thanks to all volunteers of the Vivekananda Vedanta Society and from the University of Chicago to help us with the set up the stage, welcoming guests at the door, video recording, live streaming, refreshments, and all logistics. Thank you so much. Swamiji's friends and devotees, once again, we thank you for being here with us this evening. It's been a pleasure, great pleasure, and thank you so much. So there's a quick announcement. There is a refreshment there, little samosa and chai. on the right side or your left side. So please come from this along the wall, make a line, and then have the refreshment there. Thank you.